Well, there are some things that everyone in this world wants to achieve, such as being rich, attractive, having the brand new iPhone, and sounding like a genius. Although most of these things are achievable, most people think becoming a genius is something you are born with. But the thing is that becoming a genius is actually stupidly simple. In fact, history has shown that if you just do a few key things, people will assume you're a genius. Here's a secret most geniuses don't tell you. They don't learn like normal people. They obsess over things in ways that are borderline concerning. Take Richard Feynman. Dude learned Portuguese just to impress a girl. Nikola Tesla memorized entire books for fun. And Da Vinci. He wrote in reverse mirror handwriting, not because he had to, but because apparently being normal was beneath him. What does this mean for you? Stop watching 30-second TikToks on how to be productive and actually get weirdly obsessed with something. If you want to sound smart, deep dive into something nobody else cares about, like Byzantine tax policies or how crabs keep evolving for no reason. Genius isn't about what you know. It's about knowing things nobody expects you to know. Step 2. Master the art of saying less. Ever noticed how the smartest people in the room don't talk much? That's because they've mastered the golden rule of influence. Less is more. When you speak less but choose your words carefully, people assume there's more depth to what you're saying. It creates an air of confidence and mystery. Two things that, for some reason, make people pay attention. For example, instead of over-explaining something like, the economy is in decline due to global instability and trade disruptions, try, the frugal ecosystem trembles. It's short, witty, and leaves room for interpretation, making people think you know something they don't. Now, here's a practical trick. When someone asks your opinion on anything, pause. Take a slow breath, as if you're carefully considering your words, and then say, "That's an interesting question." Then, instead of walking away, flip the conversation back to them. What's your take on it? This does 3 things. Makes you seem thoughtful. Lets the other person reveal more, so you can tailor your response. Saves you from talking too much and potentially saying something dumb. Bonus tip. If someone pressures you for an answer and you're unsure, just squint slightly and say, "It's more nuanced than people realize." Step 3. Steal ideas, but make it look cool. Most geniuses didn't invent new ideas. They just repackaged old ones and made them look cooler. Shakespeare? Stole half his plots from Italian folklore. Einstein? Relativity was built on other people's math. Steve Jobs? Took existing tech and said, "But what if it looked sleek?" So if you want to be a genius, just take an idea, tweak it slightly, and pretend it was your revolutionary thought all along. Step 4. Think like a genius. Geniuses have one thing in common. They spend a surprising amount of time just thinking. Newton watched an apple fall and figured out gravity. Tesla barely slept because his brain wouldn't turn off. Socrates walked around asking so many deep questions that people just gave up and admitted they knew nothing. If you want to train your own genius-level thinking, try this. Sit in silence for 10 to 30 minutes. No phone, no distractions. Let your brain wander. Ask big, weird questions like, what actually is time? Are numbers real? If I had to explain consciousness to an alien, how would I do it? Write down your thoughts, even the confusing ones. If you start questioning your own logic, congrats, you're thinking like a genius. Step 5. Embrace the eccentric genius aesthetic. The final step to seeming like a genius is acting like one. History proves that society will accept anything you say if you look or behave strangely enough. Wear glasses you don't need. Develop a random, unnecessary habit, like carrying a journal everywhere or eating only one type of food. For example, Einstein allegedly hated socks. And most importantly, tweet cryptic things like, "The universe is but a simulation running on outdated hardware." People will assume you're on a different intellectual wavelength, when in reality you're just vibing. So, there you have it. Becoming a genius isn't about IQ or talent, it's about tricking people into thinking you're one. And if that fails, just buy a turtleneck and start calling everything a paradigm shift. Works every time.